Happy Monday. It's only November 21st, and it's been freezing for the last few days. But hey, listen, we can't be complaining because the people in Buffalo with 6 feet of snow have it much worse. Ish your realtor, Ishmael Kolia, associate broker with eXp Realty. I hope everyone is doing well and staying warm and safe. Just a quick market update. There's been a lot of talk about the rise in the interest rate over the last few weeks, and rightfully so, but it is also important to keep things in perspective. For example, my first property that I purchased was back in 2008, and my interest rate at that point, or my profit rate at that point that I had paid, was 8%. Right now, we're about 7%. So, historically speaking, today's higher interest rate is not necessarily high compared to what interest rate has been in the past. In fact, it's been even 9%, 10%, 12%, and even more. However, if you compare today's 7% rate to 6 months ago, 12 months ago, where the rate was around 3%, 4%, yes, it's certainly going to seem high or higher, but it is still lower than where interest rate has been historically over the years and decades and so forth. What does this all mean to a first-time home buyer who has been considering buying a house? They couldn't buy a house over the last 24 months because the prices were astronomical. And now the interest rate has gone up tremendously. What I would like to suggest is, instead of focusing on the interest rate, again, I understand that the interest rate is higher than what it was 12 months ago. Focus on the positive aspect of it. What the higher interest rate has done is that it has priced out and chased out a lot of buyers from the market. There's a tremendous lack of buyers in the market, and what that is causing is prices to come down. Right? Supply and demand is the first rule of business and economics. So because there's a lack of supply of there's a lack of demand from buyers, and the supply of houses is either still where it was or even has improved, prices are now coming down. Sellers are realizing that no one is coming to their house to see the property, no one's coming to the open houses, no one is making offers and so forth. So just about every listing that you see out there in the market is coming down in price 10, 20, 30, 40, even more, 50 and beyond thousands of dollars. So this is an opportunity for a savvy buyer. If you're a savvy buyer who is smart enough to put pen to the paper and say, okay, let me run the numbers to see what all of this means, you will actually realize that you'll actually end up winning and saving money buying now with a higher interest rate because of the tremendous discount on the price. Okay, so don't miss out on this tremendous opportunity to buy a house for $50,000 more or less than what it was 6 months ago. Yes, you could have gotten 4% interest rate maybe 6 months ago, 12 months ago, but you would have overpaid, or you would have paid 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 over asking. I mean, even my own buyers and even on my own listings, buyers paid over $50,000, over $70,000 over asking price, and they bought the house. Right now, that's not the case. Not only do you not have to pay the $50,000 over asking, you might not even have to pay the asking price to begin with. You may end up walking away with a price lower than the asking price, even $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 lower than the asking price. So my strong recommendation to first-time home buyers is, don't let the higher interest rate discourage you from focusing on the bigger picture. Think economical, think mathematical. Take a piece of paper and put a line through between and run the two scenarios, 12 months ago and now. And what do those numbers look like? Secondly, focus on the fact that a higher interest rate today is not permanent. You get a house with a 7% interest rate, that doesn't have to be a permanent rate for you. If the interest rate happens to go down 6 months from now, 6 weeks from now, 12 months from now, 24 months from now, whenever the interest rate happens to go down, you are able to refinance and get that lower rate. But at least you'll have gotten that house with a lower price because you locked in the house at that lower price. And then the last point I'd like to mention is, yes, you're worried about and you're concerned about today's higher interest rate. And if you hold off on buying the house in this rate, what happens if the rate actually goes higher 3 months from now, 6 months from now? Then you'll wish that you'll wish that you had bought a house in 2022 and so forth. All right, so don't let this higher interest rate discourage you from buying the house. Prices are in your favor. So lock in the price, refinance the rate later. And also talk to your lender to come up with a comfortable monthly payment. As long as the monthly payment is comfortable and you're able to buy a house, well, don't let today's rate stop you from buying a house. All right, there's a lot of conversation that we can have on this topic, and of course I don't want to cover all of that in this video, so why don't you reach out to me and we can have a one-on-one conversation. 914-215-1540, 914-215-1540. Ishmael Kolia, Isha Realtor, Associate Broker with eXp Realty. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to helping you and your family buy and sell your property in the near future. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.